right, guys, we're going to look at combining like terms, except this time we're going to have fractions in there as well, along with our distributive. So on this first slide, let's go ahead and distribute this -1/2 k in, everything inside the parentheses. So I'm going to do 1/2 times 8 over 1. Remember, you multiply straight across, so we get 8 over 2, which is equal to 4. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So it was a negative times a negative, which makes it a positive 4. K times k, remember k times k, the simplified way to write that would be k squared. So we have 4k squared. And then we're distributing to that -6 as well. Remember, this is a -6. If I boxed that term, it's a -6. So I'm going to do 1/2 times 6 over 1, which is 6 over 2, and that simplifies to 3. So a negative times negative again makes this a positive 3, and we have to keep that k. And then I'm also going to bring down this -3. Now I can look if there's any families that match. I need to combine my like terms, and we have a k squared, k, and a constant. So this is all done. That is your final answer. 4k squared plus 3k minus 3, or you could also say this is plus -3. Either way is fine. Okay, for this one, it's a little bit interesting because it's got this subtraction sign between the parentheses. So that's really acting as something that we need to distribute in. So I'm kind of going to treat this like keep, change, like this is plus a negative, like plus the opposite of this. So I'm going to be distributing in this negative sign to all of these things inside, all the terms inside of the parentheses. So I'm going to end up having my 3x plus 1/2, just kind of bringing all that down, plus, now I'm doing the opposite of 7x, or -1 times 7x, which is -7x. And here, again, our term is right here. It's this -4.5. So the opposite of -4.5 will make it positive, or plus 4 1/2. Now I'm going to rearrange so I can find my families. So I see, let's box my terms, train it up, choo. And find my families. So I see a 3x and plus a -7x. So there's my x family. Then I've got some constants. So I've got plus 1/2 and plus 4 1/2. Now we can work on combining these like terms. So 3 plus -7, different sign, subtract. So really I'm going to do 7 minus 3, which gives me 4. Keep the side of the larger number, which was the -7. So -4x plus, now over here I've got this 1/2 plus 4 1/2. So 4 1/2 plus another 1/2. 1/2 plus 1/2 is 2/2. 4 2/2, which is the same thing as 5. So -4x plus 5 is your answer. Okay, here's another thing to distribute, this 3/2. We're going to distribute in. I'm going to go ahead and bring down my 15/8 in, plus, now I'm doing 3/2 times 1 in. 3/2 times 1 is 3/2 in. And then again, this is a -11/8. So I need to do 3 over 2 times 11/8. Remember, you multiply straight across. You do not need like terms. So 3 times 11 is 33. 2 times 8 is 16. So here I get 33/16. It was a positive times a negative, so -33/16. Now I'm going to train it up. So box your terms. Find my families. So I've got 15/8 in plus 3/2 in. There's my 2 in for my in family. And then -33/16 for my constants family. So let's combine our ends. Remember, when you add fractions, you do need common denominators. So I have 15/8 plus 3/2. Let's change that to a common denominator. I'm going to multiply this by 4 so I can get eighths on bottom. So I really have 15/8 plus 12/8. And when I add that up, I get 27/8. And let's go ahead and simplify that as well. So 27 divided by 8. 8 comes out of there 3 times, which is 24. 3 left over, so I have 3 and 3/8. 3 and 3/8 n. They were positive, so positive. Plus negative 33/16. So let's simplify that as well. So top dog in the house, 33 divided by 16. 16 comes out of 33 2 times, which is 32. So 1 left over, 2 and 1/16. So negative 2 and 1/16. So there's our final answer, 3 and 3/8 n plus negative 2 and 1/16. Or you could say minus 2 and 1/16, that's fine as well. Okay, lots to distribute here. So we're going to distribute this 1/2 in and this 1/3 in. So 1/2 times 4, just think about that one. What's half of 4? 2. You don't even necessarily have to show the work for that. If you did, though, remember it's 1/2 times 4/1, 4/2, which tells you it is 2. So we have 2x plus 1/2 of 2 is 1, so plus 1y, plus, let's do this 1/3 times 12, so 1/3 times 12/1. That gives you 12/3, which simplifies to 4, so plus 4x. And then my 1/3 times negative 6, 1/3 times 6/1 is 6/3, which simplifies to 2. So positive times negative 6, so plus a negative 2. And don't forget to bring down your plus 5. Now we need to box our terms and rearrange finding our families. So I can see a 2x plus 4x, there's my x family, plus y, there's my y family, and then I've got some constants, so plus 5 plus negative 2, there's my constant family. So 2 plus 4 is 6x, y, he's by himself, so plus y. And then 5 plus negative 2 is just 5 minus 2, which gives us 3. So our final answer is 6x plus y plus 3. Okay, lots of fractions here, nothing to distribute at least, so let's go ahead and box our terms to start. And then we're going to find our families. So I see 2/3 x. And here's another x to go with it, so plus 1/2 x. I like to put all of the positives together at the beginning, just then you don't have to think about negatives so much. So that's why I kind of rearranged that to now put the negative 1/4 x. I keep my negatives further to the right, just because it makes it a little easier. So there's my x family. Then I do have a y family, so 2/5 y by themselves. And then some constants, I have plus 1/4 plus negative 3, my constants family. Okay, so let's do this a little bit at a time. So I'm going to kind of chunk it. I'm going to do the 2/3 plus the 1/2, since they're both positive, I'm going to add them. So 2/3 plus 1/2, remember common denominators, so I'm going to make these sixths. So I really have 4/6 plus 3/6, which is 7/6. Normally I would say simplify that, but since I have to go ahead and do another step with adding that negative 1/4, I'm going to keep it how it is and then simplify at the end. So now I've got 7/6 plus negative 1/4, different sign subtract, so minus 1/4. Again, common denominators, I'm going to make these both 12ths. So I have 14/12 minus 3/12. 14 minus 3 is 11 twelfths. So we get a positive 11 twelfths for that. I'm going to kind of scoot these things out of the way a little bit so I can write my numbers up here. So I got 11 twelfths x plus my 2/5 y. And then I had 1/4 plus -3, different sign subtract, so it's really 3 minus 1/4. This part's always a little bit tricky for people because we have to borrow. So I'm going to kind of rewrite 3 as 2 4/4. Those are equivalent to each other. I'm just rewriting it so I actually have a fraction to be able to subtract from. So 2 4/4. And now I can subtract and I get 2 3/4. It was, the bigger number was negative, so -2, and 3/4. So there's my answer, 11 twelfths x plus 2/5 y minus 2 3/4. All right, last problem, let's distribute. 1/2 times 12 over 1 gives me 12 over 2, which is 6. Negative times positive is a -6x. For the second part, this is a -1x, so -1/2 times -1. Well, 1/2 times 1 is 1/2. Negative times negative is positive, so plus 1/2. And then x times x is x squared. Is there anything I can do with my families? No, but I should rewrite this. The x squared should technically be first, so I have 1/2 x squared plus -6x as my answer.